Missing series, an urgent search is underway right now and gaining more and more attention and response from law enforcement, all looking for a teenage girl who disappeared from a campground in Northern California in the last few days. 16-year-old Kiely Rodni was attending a senior send-off party with her friends Friday night. She has not been seen or heard from since. The FBI is now involved, and authorities say they are looking at a potential abduction. We want to give you a close look at Kiely tonight, and this was captured on surveillance video just hours before she was last seen. Police are looking for her 2013 silver Honda CRV as well, but you can see her in jeans and a black tank top with a black belt prior to her disappearing. Correspondent Nancy Liu joining us live this evening in California. Nancy, her friends, Kiely's friends, are saying they believe that something bad happened to her. They were also the last people to see her before she went missing.
That's right, Marnie. This was a senior last bash that got much bigger than expected, with well over 200 teenagers and young people drinking in the woods. Friends say it started to take on a sketchy vibe, so many of them left. Now, the Placer County Sheriff is trying to establish a timeline of that night and asking anyone who was at that party to come forward with pictures or videos to help find Kiely.
She sent me a text at 11:30 telling me that she was going to be leaving at about 12:15 and coming home. And she said, "Okay, Mom, I love you." And that was the last.
16-year-old Kiely Rodni was last seen at a senior going-away party near Prosser Family Campground, north of Lake Tahoe, Friday night.
Where that white car is where the majority of kids were standing, in between these 3 trees right here. This is where the lights were hung up.
A friend showed us the area where an estimated 200 to 300 young partiers had gathered.
There were cars all up in here and all back in there.
A lot of older people started showing up that people didn't know. Like, a lot of drugs were involved, like drugs that we don't typically have just in parties. And our parties also just aren't normally that big.
Kiely Rodni was last seen around 12:30 in the morning.
I went up to her and I said, "Hey, I got another ride home," because she was meant to be my ride home, but I knew she was too intoxicated to get me home. So I said, "Hey, I found another ride home. Like, I hope you stay safe. Like, I'll see you tomorrow. Like, I love you. Like, have fun and stuff." I think it's totally possible that somebody could have taken her and maybe offered to drive her home.
If you have her, please. Please give me my baby back. 16 local, state, and federal agencies are searching on the ground, in the air, and the water, looking for Kiely and her 2013 silver Honda CRV, but saying so far there's no evidence she was abducted.
We're not ruling anything out, and that's why we're kind of pulling out all the stops. We have the same fears and concerns that any of the members of the community and the family have, so we won't rule any possibility out.
Friends discounting the possibility Kiely tried to drive home on the dark campground roads and accidentally went into the lake.
They've searched into the forest, they've searched into the water, they've searched in every single place, and there's no tire tracks or anything from what I know.
Police have issued a $50,000 reward for information and are asking anyone with photos or video of the party to come forward.
We do want to stress that we have absolutely no interest in prosecuting or arresting anybody who showed up to that party Friday evening, whether it be for underage drinking or any type of drug use. We're just interested in finding Kiely. Finding Kiely is our top priority right now.
Friends are holding on to hope for a happy ending.
She was just like, she's just a beautiful soul. You know, she's so sweet and so vibrant.
Now, police say the last known activity on Kiely's cell phone was at 12:33 a.m. That's just after her friends last talked to her. Kiely Rodni, described as 5'7", 115 pounds, blonde hair, hazel eyes. She was last seen wearing that black tank top and green pants, and she has a nose ring and a tattoo of the number 17 on her ribs. And Marnie, there's also talk that she may have borrowed a sweatshirt, so she may not be in that black tank top because it gets very cold there in the Tahoe area at night. So she may not be in that black tank top. She may have put a sweatshirt over that outfit.
Yeah, something for people to keep an eye out for. Nancy, I mean, 200 to 300 people at this party. I mean, this was a big party on Friday night. There were a lot of people there. Teenagers had their cell phones out, filming everything always. So you have to imagine that anything they have to share would be critical right now. But it does sound like the sheriff's office is at a crossroads right now, worried that partygoers are not coming forward.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, there was underage drinking at that party, and as you heard, there was drug use, some older people showing up, a sketchy vibe, as her friends have described. But the sheriff's office has made clear that they're not interested in prosecuting or punishing teenagers. They need evidence, they need information, and the priority is finding Kiely.
Bring her home safely to her family. All right, Nancy, thank you. I want to bring in Jennifer Coffendorfer now. She's a retired FBI agent. She has been following this case closely. Jennifer, good to see you as always. Let's start real quickly with the amount of people that were there, potential witnesses to her either disappearing or someone taking her, whatever may have happened. How difficult is that for law enforcement to piece through all of these people, reach out to them, encourage them to come forward with anything they have?
Well, it's going to require a lot of time, a lot of manpower, a lot of agents and officers spending the time to contact each of these individuals, to get their phone, to look for videos. It's going to be intense, but I will say this. With that number of people there, it increases the chance that somebody saw something. So I like the numbers from that standpoint.
Help to clarify, early on in the investigation, this just happened on Friday, early morning of Saturday, that police were treating this as a possible abduction. They seem to walk that back a little bit today, saying that anything is possible. They want to leave no stone unturned. From an investigative standpoint, is there a reason they may have said that early on?
Well, I think that they were looking at the worst case scenario and putting that out there. But what this tells me is after doing their investigation to date, they have no evidence of an abduction. And so therefore, they've tailed this back and they're looking at a broader possibilities, such as her going off the road, such as her, unfortunately, possibly being in that water, or all the other scenarios that could be, because there is no evidence they've uncovered of an abduction.
It is heart-wrenching for the family to be out there as they search, but you say the focus should be particularly on the waterways in the area. Walk us through exactly how investigators will comb through the water and expand the perimeter of the search.
Well, they're going to be using everything they have available, from sonar to manpower to dive teams to dogs. They're going to be using all their assets, but look at the body of water they're looking at. It's quite extensive. And so I think it's going to really take hours and hours and hours of commitment. But I like to see that this case is being investigated fully and that the FBI and all their resources are involved.
You know, with the hesitancy of some of these teenagers and others at the party to come forward, how important is that $50,000 reward right now to bring in tips to encourage people to speak up?
I think the reward is important, but what's more important to me is the fact that local law enforcement has come forward and said, listen, we're not looking at giving you, possession charge for drugs or drinking illegally. We want to find Kiely, and I think that should give a peace of mind to all those witnesses that were there to come forward for the sake of Kiely.
Right. The priority is bringing her home tonight. Jennifer, as always, thank you. And if you at home have any information on the disappearance of Kiely Rodni, you can contact the Placer County Sheriff's Office. We've got the number on your screen. They're also searching for her silver Honda CRV at this hour. Every single missing person story, Kiely's included, is important to us, and every week we bring you these stories in our Missing series. If you have a loved one who is missing, or you know of a case that you want us to be covering, please let us know on our website, newsnationnow.com/missing. It is an important partnership that we have with you and to all of the families of the missing. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.